Magandang araw po at welcome po muli sa 4th episode ng Drive Truth. At ngayon po dahil November ay mag-shift muna tayo from our common devotional and we'll try and give some words of encouragement para po sa ating mga barristers ngayong 2019. And of course, this whole month for the barristers and the past 6 months has been a grueling experience. Maraming mga points of anxiety, points of depression, maraming mga times that you would question yourself, you would question your ability, kung kaya ba, kung tutuloy ba, kung dapat pa bang mag-bar. And I hope itong munting video na to would somehow bring some encouragement for our barristers. When David was facing his Goliath in the book of Samuel, even his own brethren and his own friends were actually against him. And there was a point na sabi pa nila, kilala ka namin, alam namin yung kayabangan mo, umuwi ka na. And David said something that really struck me, and he said, is there not a cause? Wala bang cause itong ginagawa ko? Ito bang Goliath na to, itong paglaban ba sa kanya ay hindi worthy cause that we should actually fight him? And for our barristers, I would like you to go back to that cause. I would like you to go back to the very purpose why you took up law, why you wanted to become a lawyer. Sapagkat dyan yan babalik. I would just like to share my story. During my 4th year, dun ko rin hinarap yung aking marital problems, and I had to be separated from my ex-wife, and it was a very difficult situation. I was finalizing my thesis, I was preparing for final exams, marami akong iniisip na mga bagay, and even after graduating, I was contemplating whether I would still take the bar. Can I do it? Can I prepare for the bar? Can I focus? Can I review? Kasi sobrang, I was going through all these problems, I was thinking about it, I was questioning myself, I was so insecure, I was emotionally unstable, I was depressed, I was anxious, and it was really very difficult focusing for the review. And to top it all, I really didn't want to become a lawyer anymore. I couldn't find any purpose, any reason why I should continue to actually become a lawyer. So ako, iniisip ko that time, alis na lang ako ng church, and then I would move to another place, start anew. But then, hindi ko magawa, because if I leave the church, I would be seen as someone who is ungrateful. Parang, pagkatapos pag-aralin yan, tingnan mo gagawin, aalis na lang. So sabi ko, siguro nga, the best way is for me to take the bar, and then fail. Kasi if I fail, then people would think, nag-aral yan mabuti, he tried his best, pero ganun lang talaga. So if I move out of the church, move elsewhere, people would, mas madali na nilang matatanggap that I left. So even after the bar, I was praying, sana hindi ako pumasa. But then I passed. And then I realized something that God wanted me to realize, that when I was in 2nd year sa Bible school, I had a burden to take up law. And when I had that burden to take up law, it wasn't because of the prestige, it wasn't because of the title, it wasn't because of the pay or the money or the career that I could build. When I wanted to take up law, my purpose was really because I saw the need of the ministry for Christian lawyers. And nung binalikan ko yun, I realized, the Lord made me pass not because not because so I could build my career or be rich or support my family, but because there is a cause, there is a purpose, that the Lord wants me to fulfill that purpose. And for our barristers, I want you to go back to that. I would just like to share. Sabi sa 2 Timothy, for God had not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. And I think that very well encapsulates everything that you may be going through this whole bar experience. There may be times that you are in fear. Hindi mo alam, you're unsure, kaya mo ba, natapos mo ba yung readings mo, hindi mo natapos yung readings mo, you feel like you are not ready. And I remember that bell. Every time that bell rings, na time na to answer, I feel like I am unready. The spirit of love is given to us. During these times, you would feel lonely and you would feel like you're alone and there's nobody else. I remember during the third week ng review, I was studying and there were people around me. There were a lot of people around me, although they weren't talking to me. Pero I just felt like even when there were people around me, I felt so lonely and so alone. And sabi rin ng Panginoon, He has given us the spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. Right now, this would be the time when you would be so emotionally unstable. You would be anxious. You would be depressed. Totally talaga, you are not of a sound mind. But the Lord says, His Word says, He has given you the power to have that sound mind. So, for our barristers, saludo ako sa inyo. Nandyan na kayo. I just pray that you would continue, that you would remember that higher purpose, that greater purpose. Lahat kayo nananalangin naman kayo eh. And when you pray, I'm sure you're praying that the Lord will give you, that the Lord will give you this bar and that you would pass it. So, for all our barristers, God bless you. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Pagpalain nawa kayo ng Panginoon.